Hello YouTube, I purchased this very nice white Game Boy Advance on eBay, but it's not working. Let's check it out why. So I found this GBA while browsing on eBay and it was listed as parts. So you can see on the label that it's not reading cartridges for some reason. It was listed at $90, but the seller was accepting offers, so I got it for 70 plus shipping. So just by inspecting on the outside, I see it's a little bit dirty. That's a loose screw. It's not all the way um, screwed to the bottom. And oh, this is a Retro 6 modding kit. So it's very nice. I don't know if this is the original white color it's supposed to have, and the screen is also a little bit dirty. So let's give all of this a quick clean, just like that. Looks way better. So now let's test the system. Put some batteries. We will be testing the console with a Game Boy game and of course a Game Boy Advance game, Pokemon Sapphire. So let's start by putting Pokemon Sapphire and see what we got. Turn the console on and we got nothing. So pretty much what the label was saying, that everything works, but the console doesn't read cartridges. Let's test again. Nothing. So now let's bring our Game Boy or Game Boy Color game. And would you look at that? We have a Nintendo logo and it changed to GVC mode. You see the screen has a little different format and the game is playing perfectly at the first try. So now we know that the card reader is working, but for some reason it's not reading Game Boy Advance games. Look at all the buttons work. Oh. So I think now that I know what the issue is. So I don't think that you can see this through here, but there's a switch on the right side of the slot, what I am pointing at. That switch tells the console when you are trying to play a GBA game or the Game Boy Color game. That will let the system know what you're trying to play and change modes accordingly. That depends on the size of the cartridge. As you can see, the Game Boy Color cartridges are wider than the GBA. So if we have a stock switch, that means that the switch will always be on Game Boy Color or Game Boy mode. In other words, when you try to play a Game Boy Advance cartridge, it won't read it just because the console is on Game Boy mode. So I will just clean it with some IPA and a cotton swab, pushing down the button as much as possible with the IPA. And when you're happy with the result, you can just dry it just like I'm doing it on the video. That's a very common issue. So now let me try again with the GBC game to see that everything's working like it was before, which you can see it is. Now let me bring back Pokemon Sapphire. Moment of truth. Just like that, we have a Nintendo logo and the console is reading games. Super easy fix, very common issue. If you have a GBA at home and you are experiencing these issues, it's very easy. You just have to, sometimes just by pushing it, it's good enough. But I don't want this to fail in the near future, so that's what I'm cleaning it and all of that. But you can probably get it unstuck by just pushing it and resetting it back to normal position. Look at that, Enrith. Very nice. So what I will do now is open the console to see that everything is um, working well inside, because I want planning to resell this and pretty much make easy profit, just because GVA is worth around the price that I pay for this in normal conditions. So one that has been reshelled and has an IPS screen has more value than what I pay. So it will be a very easy profit for a very easy fix. I'm surprised that the previous owner couldn't fix it, but you know, everybody has different priorities and things to do on their free time. So maybe it's just a matter of don't invest any time to um, fix whatever they have broken. So I can tell that the ribbon cable was not all the way inside. I'm now gonna clean it, clean all the um, outside shell to make it a little bit better. And this is the switch that I was talking about, so you can see a little bit better. You can see this tiny slot is the difference between a GBA, as you can see with this Sonic game that we fixed on a previous video for the channel. That right now indicates there's no switch being pushed. So that means the console is in GBA mode, right? When the GBC or Game Boy Color or Game Boy game slides in, it will press the switch inside. That tells the console that it needs to go on Game Boy mode. Let me put this, you can see the size. Once you put it in, it will push the switch. So in this case, what happened is that the system was permanently on Game Boy mode, so it didn't read Game Boy Advance games. So once again, I'm gonna give it a good clean now that we have the console open. I don't think this is needed, but like I said, I plan to sell this, so I want this to last as long as possible without having further issues. Now we'll just pull it and add more IPA, clean the outer shell, the back, here and there, very quick. Put the buttons back again in position. Put the screws, very quick. And now let's test with the Sonic game. And like I say, I think this is a very nice system, by the way. It goes with what I sell. I always sell white Game Boy Colors. This is an all white Game Boy Advance. It's very nice. The screen actually is very crisp and very clear. I really like it. It's very enjoyable to play on this. And by the way, I suck at this game. I'm terrible. But it is what it is, you know. So thanks for watching. Hope this helps you fix a console you have at home or you're planning to resell just like me. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and see you in the next one.